Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to my patrons. My name's Neil, and today we're starting a new series, The Haunting of Hill House. Normally, I'm super psyched to start a new series. Today, I'm more nervous and apprehensive than anything else. And it's because I don't like horror. At least that's what I tell myself. Horror's not my favorite genre. I'm not big on cheap shock moments. I'm not big on gore. I'm definitely not big on the torture porn idea of horror. I know that this isn't that, but there's enough reasons that my mind says you don't like horror that I don't tend to seek it out. I avoid it, I'm not interested in it, and it rarely crosses my path. And yet I make exceptions all the time. You may recall I watched a couple of zombie movies back to back on the channel very recently. I did Army of the Dead, I did Train to Busan. I don't consider zombie movies horror movies for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I love dark thrillers. I love psychological thrillers. And some would argue the only difference between a thriller and a horror is the nature of the antagonist. Is the antagonist a human? Then it's a thriller. If the antagonist is supernatural or alien, then it's a horror. But otherwise, it's the same style of movie. I've heard really, really good things about Haunting of Hill House. And I've kind of been putting it off because in my mind, that's a horror movie. That's a horror series because haunting is in the title. And I'm probably not going to dig it. But I want to use the channel as an opportunity to see things that have fallen through the cracks for me. Stuff that I haven't seen in the past for whatever reason. This is a great opportunity for me to expand my horizons. And I'm willing to give it a go. I have no idea what to expect from this show. I'm assuming it's about a haunted house. But beyond that, I don't know if it's based on a book or an older movie or series. I don't know whether it's an original work. I don't even think I know who stars in it. So I'm really entering this without any prior knowledge, and I'm going to try and keep an open mind. I'm going to try not to cringe and turn away at any point during this. I'm going to try and stay objective, and I'm going to try not to cry like a little girl at any point. So let's check it out, guys. This is episode 1 of The Haunting of Hill House. The only reason I'm wrapping myself in a blanket now is because it's a little chilly. It's miserable outside. It has nothing to do with an extra layer of security.
No live organism can continue to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality.
Then, based on the wood-paneled station wagon outside, I'm calling this the 80s.
It's okay, Theo. Go back to bed.
Should I wake up Mom and Dad?
I've got it.
What house has statues in the hallway?
You scared? That's okay. I get scared too sometimes. Why are you awake, Luke?
'Cause Nellie's awake.
Yeah, that'd do it. Crying like that.
Oh, her again? Your big brother must have scared her away. Big brothers are good like that.
What if she's hiding?
Kids' dreams are special. They're like...
An ocean.
That's right. Can spill out sometimes. Now, I know that bent neck lady is really scary.
Bent neck lady?
That's all she is.
That sounds like a hanging.
How long do we have to live here, Daddy?
Kids don't like it.
Sweet dreams.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pillow. Smack dab in the middle of the 80s, right? Dancing.
Dancing in the red room.
You're dreaming, Cheryl.
The pandas aren't dreaming. Pandas don't eat macaroni.
Pandas donate macaroni. Ugh, I just keep waiting for that shock moment. Oh, sitting on this frame way too long. Oh man. Yeah. I don't like this already. Ah. Ah. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I'm like just oh, these statues. It's super reminiscent of Doctor Who and what are they called? The Silent Angels? The statues that can move when no one's looking at them. Like the scariest episodes of Doctor Who by far. Okay. Today, 2018.
He went over a guardrail and went down a ravine. And that's how he died. Upside down, pressing on that horn for as long as he could stand to.
So, when did it start?
See,
Hanging there.
I'm guessing this is
Upside down.
Stevie. The kid Stevie. Now, is he a psychologist or is he like a ghost investigator type?
That's a very interesting story, Mrs. Walker. I'd like to look around your house. I'd like to set up some equipment. I'd also like to sleep in that room tonight. I can't promise I'll include your story in my book.
Oh, of course.
But it's possible. And I thank you for sharing it with me.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is one of the younger boys. Stevie or Luke. But he's an author now writing about books, about ghosts. Interesting. Writing about books. The Haunting of Hill House is a book. Stephen Crain. Is that
I'm sorry,
his book?
I should have told you I'm a fan.
I mean, if you actually saw your husband hanging upside down over your bed, you'd see more than I ever have.
The way you write, I just assume.
Other people's stories. People like you, Irene. I give them the right voice, that's all. All those years trying to understand what happened in that house, you know what I never found? A reason.
Interesting.
You know who I wish
Oh.
would write a book?
Little Nell.
Your dad.
And he hung up on her.
I'd rather sleep here in case she comes back.
All right.
Okay. We're going to be
Just
jumping
tonight.
back and forth.
Stay with her a bit.
Oh, interesting shot. In horror movies, people always sleep on their back. And it always feels like that way they look more like corpses. No side sleepers or stomach sleepers in horror movies. She gonna ditch the kid? Uh-oh. What she got there? It looked like a pocket watch almost. What do you see? Oh god. Oh. So good at freaking us out without really showing us anything.
I'm sorry.
Shirley,
So-
the other sister, I think.
Are you saying you'd prefer not to do
I
it
missed
here?
her name.
It's Max. I think he's just a little,
A little nervous about it.
I'd say adamantly opposed.
I don't need to say goodbye. Grammy keeps sitting on my bed at night, touching my hair. She just stares at me.
Kid seeing ghosts. So one sister works at a funeral home. Older brother writes ghost novels, ghost stories.
It's hard to understand. Everything's so twisted and it's hard to explain. But I'm worried about Luke.
What's up with Luke and Nell?
Mr. Dudley found something for you. I'm gonna need it back.
Oh, what a staircase. What a library. Oh, look at that. I don't know what they call it, but that kind of like swing. Is that a gantry? I don't know. but that's gonna
I got
play.
it. Open it! Well, this door's been locked for years and years and years and years, so if there's a pony in there, it's dead.
Daddy, we need more keys. It's an emergency.
And let's see the shadow move. Yeah.
Then call Luke.
I did.
Straight to voicemail.
He sold his phone for
Cash or he's still in rehab?
I can't deal with this right now. I'm working.
That's why everybody dumps their shit on me, isn't it, Steve?
I'm the oldest. It's my job.
Oh, wait. That's you.
Fine.
I'll handle
Oh, family drama. So are there actually... Is there a Haunting of Hill House book?
It's Steve. I'm sorry I missed your call. He's fine. He actually got his 90-day chip today, if you can believe that.
Oh, man. So Luke hasn't done well. Is that the older sister? In a completely different outfit?
Theodora.
That was really good. Yeah, you're damn right. I have to work tomorrow.
You can go now. I'm kicking you out. I like that we're not just straight horror the entire time. We're like getting to know the characters away from the haunting.
Okay, then.
I just needed sex. Alright, so we've got a handful of messed up adults who are probably really scarred.
Hi.
Okay, it wasn't, that's the older sister. So who's Theodora exactly?
She coming back? No. I mean, she's sweet enough, but you're worse than a guy. You're like a frat guy. You said you could live here. I wasn't expecting the pussy parade.
So who's Theodora?
Sucks to be Nell. She call you? No, of course not. We still haven't talked since LA. Theo. Don't. I'm just waiting for an apology. One foot in crazy and the other on a banana peel. Her whole life.
So this is almost like family drama-esque. I kind of dig it. Have we met this person yet? Is this Dad? Why are we making the ghost gasp noises? He was alone in bed, wasn't he? Jesus.
Nell?
Daddy,
That is Dad, okay.
Are you okay? What?
do you remember the bent neck lady?
So is Mom dead? Or did she just leave him?
She's back.
Nell? Where are you?
I'm at home.
No, you're in a car.
Bed.
I want you to go to Stephen Lee's side.
I'll see you there tomorrow.
I love you, Daddy.
What?
Are you okay?
Good night, Daddy.
Where is she? She's back at Hill House. Why? Why would you go back? Do we know where Hill House is exactly? Okay. So the fact that Bent Neck Lady's back is like serious cause for concern.
Stevie, get up.
Dad?
Get up. We gotta get out of here right now.
What? What happened to his hand? Oh, is that just from the flu, or what happened to his hand? What is going on? Why is Dad suddenly scared? This doesn't make me feel good at all.
We're gonna run.
Dad, what's going on?
Quiet.
Like, this time has passed, I feel. Because his hand, I don't think, was injured before. Oh, they're the noisiest doors ever.
You keep your eyes closed no matter what you hear. You don't open them.
Close your eyes no matter what. Oh boy. He says he's never seen a ghost. Is that the truth? Whoa. He saw that. Get out.
Get back in the car!
I saw Abigail in the window. She was in the window. What's happening? Where's Mom? I thought I saw her upstairs.
That's not Mom!
That's not Mom. Okay.
Mom. Dad, we can't leave Mom.
So I was confused back in the original. There were 3 sisters, not 2. Okay. Oh, okay. So Theo's the 3rd sister. So the mom died in the house? Is that what happened? Like, and that screwed up the whole family, obviously. And he didn't keep his eyes closed. He saw that woman in white running down the hallway. I'm going to be confusing brunettes a lot because I think we're supposed to be a little bit confused about who we're seeing all the time, especially early on. This is grown-up Nellie, am I right? Or am I confused again? What? What?
Nellie's in the room.
Whoa. They all got the broken neck thing at 3:03? Depending on same time, different time zones. Exact same moment. Because he's in California and the others are on the East Coast. Look up. You're going to see the dude. Water on the face. Is it just a leak? We're not done being scared yet.
You're probably just noticing the car horns now because you're not sleeping as well. You might want to get that looked at. Water damage is no joke.
Not telling her what she wants to hear.
A ghost can be a lot of things. A memory, a daydream, a secret, grief, anger, guilt. Most times a ghost is a wish.
The fuck, Steve? You make Mom sound fucking crazy.
Oh, Mom wasn't crazy?
And the Dudleys and Dad? This is the worst of the bullshit.
Does he talk to you, Cheryl? Did he tell you what happened that night? Because all I've got are those tabloid quotes. He refuses to tell us anything else.
You publish this, you know what it costs.
Wow. Break the family apart.
I'll write your story. It's a good story. I'll need to take some liberties. I always do. I promise to be respectful.
The judge hears you talk about packing 5 kids into your car at 3 in the morning. They're gonna wonder why they aren't hearing from those kids.
At 3:03?
I was never placed under arrest. It was a suicide. Fine, they can rip me to pieces, but they don't get to take bites out of the kids.
So Mom killed herself. Did she hang herself? Like the broken neck woman?
You're saying you want to keep the house your wife just died in? Doesn't make any sense.
The Dudleys stay on, and it sits there and rots.
Wife or ex-wife now?
Hello.
Something up with Nell. She may show up at the house today.
At my house?
Ex-wife.
My dad told her to. I didn't get a chance to tell him it's
over.
But I'm sorry, he just pointed at me.
Dad says you and Mr. Dudley come with the house. Why don't you live here?
We live close by.
Mrs. Dudley?
No one would live nearer than town. No one will come any nearer than that. The world is dark, young man, and the only light is the light of the Lord Jesus
The world
Christ.
is dark and full of terrors.
The Tao Te Ching, the Torah, the Quran, Greek mythology. And he reads a lot of Carl Sagan, Shakespeare.
Because there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio.
And are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Well-read kid.
Who's this?
Some girl I saw by the woods.
You know, I used to have imaginary friends too. They go away when you get bigger.
No girls. Theo can't.
Definitely no Theo.
It's not allowed. Just Stevie and Luke.
Cool kids.
What a good big brother. What
Who
a
took the
scary
ideas for these
picture.
drawings?
That's a freaky one. So, recently split from his wife. Is that Luke?
Well, this isn't what it looks like.
Stealing. Junkie.
$200 here. You hand me that iPad, you can keep the cash and sell that old camera.
Enabling.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Whoa. Okay.
Thanks. Lee sent you here? I tried to tell Dad we're having some issues. Did you bring him here? You just stood there and watched him loot me?
Why is she not saying anything?
What's so damn important now? Shit.
Not actually saying anything.
Hey.
She was at the house. She's dead.
That's her ghost. Oh my god. Wow. That was a really good effect. Oh boy. So that was her dancing around in the boarded up house, which makes total sense. But how did she die? Oh man. Oh man, guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this whole series. I mean, like, I will, but whew, I'm glad it's not a haunted house for 60 minutes for however many, what is it, 10 episodes or something? 10 episodes straight. I wouldn't be able to handle it. But even these moments are really well done. Okay, so they threw a lot of characters at us right in the first episode, so I apologize if I was a little confused keeping track of who was who and all of that, especially because we got different time periods and stuff as well. Mom and dad, 5 kids, 3 sisters and 2 brothers. Mom committed suicide in the house. She was mentally ill. At least that's the story. But then clearly the house has some kind of ghost or preternatural something and may have driven Mom to die. Anyway, Mom's dead. Dad somehow hurt his hand. We don't know how yet. In the middle of the night, he rushed the kids out, and they definitely saw something in the house as they were leaving. Was it Mom? Was it the ghost? There's a lot of average height brunette women in this show, and I think they cast it that way on purpose to confuse us a little, especially at the beginning. There's the mom, there's Mrs. Dudley, there's the 2 sisters in 2018, maybe there's the ghost. Like that's who we saw in the window as the station wagon drove away, right? It's amazing what you can do with cinematography, because you can shoot the exact same subject matter and your cinematographic choices can really affect the tone of the scene you're shooting. Are you in a nice wide 2-shot, or are you on an uncomfortably close-up? What color timing, what color scheme are you using? You know, is it sort of washed out and grayish blue, or is it bright and vivid and contrasty? You know, do you play your colors on the dark side or on the brighter side? But you know, it's also the movement. It's these incredibly slow creeping shots, or those shots where all of your actors leave the frame and you just linger there for more than you normally would. It's amazing, like that extra couple of seconds makes such an impact on the viewer, you know. And then there's all the other things that you know make horror. You know, obviously the score makes such a difference. Like a good creepy underlying musical score, or lack of music in certain at certain times too, can do so much to unsettle your audience. And I admit I am susceptible to all of that stuff. Like I'm getting scared in scenes so long before those startle moments, and You know, they saved the real freak out moment for the very last moment of this episode. Yes, it was weird to see Nellie in Steve's new apartment because she wouldn't know about it, and Luke would have seen her, and she wasn't saying anything, and she was in Florida like the day before, that day. So it was weird seeing her there. And you've got that slow realization that something's wrong, and then Dad calls and says that she went to the house and she's dead. Man, that the combination of makeup effects, and I suspect there was some visual effects on the actress as well, on that close, like Steve turned to the phone and he turned back to his sister, and suddenly she was right there in his face. And her eyes started going cloudy. I figured that was probably a visual effect. But there was also some really good straight makeup effects in that shot as well. And just so freaking unsettling and creepy. And I'm still got goosebumps all over. I like that this movie isn't all about freaking us out. It's about this messed up family drama as well. You know, like, between Mom's suicide and Dad's claims, we saw these 5 kids react in completely different ways, but in a sense, all quite understandable. The eldest, Steve, didn't believe in any of it, almost from the very beginning, even though I could have sworn he opened his eyes as his dad was carrying him away to the car, and he caught a glimpse of the woman in white running towards him in the hall. But his stance basically is, I don't believe this, and he's capitalized on the fame of their childhood, and he writes true ghost stories. But as he told the woman whose house he was staying in, I'll embellish it, I always do. So he doesn't believe in this stuff. He found the rational explanation for her ghost, and he's still willing to tell her story because it'll make a good story and it'll sell books, and that's his living. So he's the disbeliever. But he's playing the part. He's got the equipment. He comes across as a believer because that's what people want to believe. But in his heart, he doesn't. It'll be interesting to see how he'll deal with his vision of Nell. Then the oldest sister, and she's the one I got confused with Theo, and I'm blanking on her name now because, is it Abigail, or am I completely confusing her? I apologize, I am confused with some characters, but I will figure them out. She runs a funeral home. You know, that's her thing now. That's her way of dealing with death. You know, she had that interesting conversation with the little kid in the funeral home who sees his grandmother at the foot of his bed, and couldn't tell whether she believed him or not, but she was certainly compassionate towards him. And then Theo, the middle sister, she seems to have walled off the family other than her older sister. She doesn't want to deal with Nell or Luke anymore. She doesn't seem to... I'm not sure if she had, like, cut her dad out of her life too, but she just doesn't want to deal with any of that. And then she sort of got this escapism, you know, recreational sex. I mean, we're still learning about everybody. I'm sure there's a lot more to her character, but she's not looking for any attachment at all to anybody. She doesn't want to get hurt again, would be my, you know, lay psychotherapist opinion. Luke turned to drugs. He's a mess. Clearly that was his only way of dealing, because he, from the flashback in the treehouse, was clearly having visions of some girl in the forest. Is that the same as the ghost in the house, or are there multiple ghosts that we're dealing with? But he's at that age quite matter of fact that this girl exists, but, you know, how has he dealt with that in the intervening 20 plus years? And then Nell, unclear exactly why. She was clearly messed up. She was clearly worried about Luke, but she felt she needed to go back to the house. The bent neck woman is back in her life. We saw her briefly twirling around in the abandoned house. The next thing we know, she's dead. Like, where did her body turn up? Because no one was supposed to be going into that house, other than presumably the couple, the caretakers. But they didn't. I don't think they were even going in the house. They were just sort of like the overseers of the property. And Dad doesn't seem too great either. This is a dysfunctional family right now that definitely needs some help. So I hope we spend some more time learning about them. A few less freak out moments, but it's a horror series. The next episode, there's definitely going to be more. And I'm afraid it's probably just going to keep ramping up until the series is over. Yeah, that's about all I've got for the first episode here. I am actually excited to see more, and it's not because I'm excited to get scared more and more and be creeped out and to be nervous for 60 straight minutes, but it's because it's really well made. It's well written. It's really well shot. It's really well produced, and I'm intrigued by what's been set up so far. They've given us enough, but they certainly haven't given us everything. There are mysteries, there are questions. If you've ever watched one of my Lost reactions, you know I love mysteries and questions. So I'm excited to see more. That being said, until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.